Prime Minister Rishi Sunak has set the date for the next UK general election, when voters will have the chance to judge his leadership over 5 key pledges he made in 2020. Rishi Sunak boldly made 5 key pledges to the British public at the beginning of 2023. The priorities: to halve inflation, grow the economy, reduce debt, cut NHS waiting times and stop small boat crossings, dominated the Prime Minister's public appearance. Kicking off his general election campaign, he said he chose to call a vote earlier than many expected because the economy. He pointed to his bold Rwanda asylum policy, saying Labour leader Sir Keir Starmer would do absolutely nothing about. Mr Sunak also said that consumer prices index inflation falling was proof that the plan and priorities I set out are working, although he acknowledged for some it might still be hard when you look at your. So with the general election being called for July 4, Express Politics takes a look at how he got on with some of those early. Halve inflation. The Prime Minister met his top priority to halve inflation 2 months. He needed inflation to fall to below 5.6%, from a high of 11.1% in order to meet his target, and figures released last November showed this. Inflation has plunged much further to 2.3% in April, close to the Bank of England's 2%. Grow the economy. The economy is now surging after slow growth throughout much of last. The latest quarterly figures showed the economy grew 0.3% in the first 3 months of the. On Tuesday, the International Monetary Fund said that GDP is expected to grow by 0.7% for 2024 in a major boost. Reduce debt. The latest figures show the UK's overall national debt was £2.69 trillion in April, or 97.9% of gross domestic product, and 2.5 percentage points more than at the end of April 20. That's 2.2% higher than when he made the. But Mr Sunak's pledge wasn't about how much debt is today, it was that debt would be forecast to come down in 5 years, 2028-20. However, debt is not expected to fall far enough. Cut NHS waiting lists. NHS waiting lists remain higher than they were when the Prime Minister vowed to cut them, but have continued to fall from their peak. The waiting list for NHS treatment reached an estimated 7.54 million in February, up from 7.21 million in January 20. Stop the boats. There is no doubt Mr Sunak has dramatically reduced the number of crossings despite relentless politically charged head. A total of 29,437 people crossed the English Channel in small boats in 2023, and, while this represents a reduction from 45,755 in 2022, the crossings are still a long way from. Despite Mr Sunak's Rwanda migrant deportation scheme getting the green light, the number of migrants arriving in small boats across the Channel in 2024 has nearly hit the 10,000. By May 21, 9,882 people had made the perilous journey, compared with 7,217 by the same date last year and 8,693 in 2022.